I'll make a motion to open the December 1st
Second.
meeting of the planning board.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So Patrick, if you could outline what the procedural issue is on the Moses
I
Bridge
can, Mr.
application?
Chairman. So this is the enclave application that you're aware of. After your site plan approval, the fire marshal had recommended some relatively minor changes to the plan. They related to the placement of a fire hydrant and easing of the radius of some of the driveways to allow fire apparatus to maneuver through the site a little more efficiently. It was a borderline whether this was an amendment to the site plan or not. At advice of council, the recommendation is that we formalize those revisions to the plan by resolution. You have a resolution before you tonight, which basically holds all the terms and conditions of the original approval in place and simply replaces this one modified drawing as part of the site plan approval package. No other changes, no other modifications. So you have a resolution before you, Mr. Chairman.
So we reviewed this at the work session, and we agreed that this was a worthwhile thing to do. So could we get a resolution to vote on this?
So moved.
All in favor?
You have to say it. Aye.
All right, returning to the order of the agenda, public hearing, Beach Plum Meadows, 248 Moses Lane. Patrick, you created a memorandum regarding the secret decision to be made regarding this application.
I did, Mr. Chairman.
I'm wondering if you could briefly go over the main points of that memorandum.
So where we are in this process is the applicant has submitted a sketch plan for the subdivision. That sketch plan has now matured to a degree where it is fairly well established. It's set, the number of units, the configuration of the subdivision and so forth is set. The approval of that sketch plan is considered an action pursuant to seeker. So before you grant sketch plan approval, you must make a decision regarding seeker. The memorandum gives you some background regarding the process and the procedure, some of the misinformation that may have been existing in the past regarding the designation and classification of the action. But importantly, what the memorandum did is it summarized all of the materials the applicant has given you with respect to the various issues of concern that are established in the seeker regulations as the items you must address when making your determination of significance. So for example, with respect to the potential traffic impacts of the project, the applicant has submitted a traffic study. We've requested supplements to that traffic study, which the applicant has provided for you, and there are some conclusions in that traffic study. So I've summarized all of those various issues that are issues of concern to you and what the applicant has provided you. And now you're at a point where you need to make a decision on how to continue the processing of this application from the point of view of seeker. So you must either neg deck the project, meaning you have enough information before you today to render a determination that there will be no significant adverse impact based on the development of the site as proposed by the applicant, or alternatively, the adoption of a positive declaration which indicates that the material that has been provided to you as of today does not sufficiently answer all of those questions, and there may be a potential adverse impact associated with the project requiring the preparation of an environmental impact statement. And that environmental impact statement really does three things. It provides a deeper dive into those issues that you may have concern about. The applicant would be required to do a more thorough analysis. Number two, it provides for a formal public participation process separate and apart from the subdivision approval process. So they would sort of duplicate one another and provide more opportunity for public input. And number three, it would also compel the applicant to evaluate alternatives to the plan that's currently before you. And as you know, the applicant has given you several alternatives up to this date already. So that's really the benefit of the EIS. And that's really where we are today. I think the board is at a point where it needs to make a choice on how it's going to process this application moving forward.
Thank you.
And this falls into unlisted action.
That's correct.
So this is an unlisted action.
Yes, it is.
Mr. Flanagan,